Is that? Oh no.
Hello there!
Sonic the Hedgehog's #1 fangirl whose temper you don't want to be on the wrong side of. Amy Rose! After getting into trouble when she chose to explore the mysterious Little Planet, where her tarot cards predicted that she would have a fateful encounter, she was saved by none other than the Blue Blur. And from that day onward, she was convinced that Sonic was the only one for her, and dedicated her life to following him to the ends of the earth. And I mean that quite literally. She is obsessed with Sonic to a rather unhealthy degree, trying to force him to marry her, getting involved in dangerous situations, and even to the point where she mistakenly pounces other people if they happen to look like Sonic in some way. Despite her flaws, she has shown herself to be someone to rely on, always willing to assist those in need and quick to be on the front lines if she ever sees trouble ahead. She's not to be messed with, and she'll teach everybody not to get on her bad side when going up against her in the world of Super Smash Bros. So getting right into things, due in part to all that time Amy spent chasing after the fastest hedgehog alive, she in turn unintentionally turned herself into a speedy hedgehog as well. Nowhere near as fast as Sonic, of course, but she'd still be faster than the majority of the characters on the roster. She'd be a pretty lightweight character, and she'd also have some pretty great air mobility to help emphasize her more acrobatic-like abilities. She'd have a total of 2 jumps, and she would be able to wall jump. So a funny little fun fact, almost every single attack that Amy uses has a name, and just about all of them will have the commonality of being pretty powerful, but will usually leave Amy open for punishment, referencing her generally reckless nature. She's very much a swing first, ask questions later kind of gal. But starting with probably her safest attack to use, her jabs, it can be a 3-hit attack where she uses her girl jab from Sonic Battle. It starts with 2 straight punches forwards with each arm one at a time for the first 2 hits, then ends with a quick uppercut for the final hit. It may be the safest move, but it is also the weakest, and it does have the worst range. But this is mainly because when she needs range, Amy relies on her main weapon, the Pico Hammer. Her go-to tool, which she seems to have an infinite number of stashed away in her hammer space. And she will be utilizing her hammer for her dash attack to help her perform the hammer jump technique from Sonic Adventure. This will be a very unique kind of dash attack, since it has Amy slam her hammer into the ground while she's running at full speed, propelling her into the air. While getting hit by the hammer of course hurts quite a bit, the real bread and butter is that instant air gain, allowing Amy to perform all kinds of possible follow-up attacks, mix-ups. Really, a move like this opens up tons of possibilities. The major downside though is if the dash attack is shielded. If her hammer collides with a shield while she tries performing the hammer jump, then the actual jump part won't happen and it will leave Amy vulnerable. Her side tilt can be her basic hammer attack, just like we see in Sonic Adventure as well as Sonic Advance. She simply swings her hammer forwards from high to low, slamming the ground. And just like a lot of hammer-related moves in her arsenal, great power and disjoint, but it will leave her vulnerable. Amy's up tilt can be an innovative version of her humming top attack from Sonic Advance 2. In that game, it's a move that can only be performed off of a ramp, and it has Amy spin her body vertically for some extra propulsion. For Smash, this move can work very much like Captain Olimar's up tilt, having Amy do a quick jump while spinning multiple times in place. It deals a lot of hits before launching foes at the end of the move. The down tilt can have Amy use her head sliding attack, a move we see as early as Sonic the Fighters, but it was also present in the advanced games. It's another sliding down tilt, but instead of it being a baseball slide kick like we're used to seeing, it has Amy slide forwards on her belly with her head and hands at the front of the attack. So actually again, very much like Olimar. She slides a fair distance, and foes hit by it will be popped into the air. Now for Amy's side smash, she'll be upgrading her Pico Hammer into the Long Hammer. This was a power-up that Amy could get in Sonic Adventure to slightly increase the range of her hammer attacks. However, for this side smash, it'll be working much like how we see the long hammer in Sonic Advance 3 when Amy is paired up with Knuckles. She pulls out the giant hammer and swings it overhead from back to front, smashing the ground. This is one of her deadliest attacks, having great range and power, but the downside is fairly glaring. You see it too, right? It is pretty obvious what it is, so don't spam it unless you're looking to lose some stocks. The up smash can be the girl swing attack from Sonic Battle, which simply has Amy swing her hammer from low to high forwards. A move that can really only hit on Amy's front and overhead, but it's still powerful nonetheless. And her down smash can have her use the Girl Crush, also from Battle, where Amy does 2 quick spins while holding her hammer out close to the ground. It launches foes at low angles and hits twice on both sides one at a time, but it is kind of easy to see coming. For aerials, her neutral air can be her basic jump attack that she has in Adventure 1 as well as in the Advanced series. A move where she simply does a quick somersault forwards while holding her hammer out, spinning it all around her a single time. It's another hard-hitting move that will launch foes on contact. Her forward air can be her Air Girl Crush attack from Battle, a move where she swings her hammer forwards from high to low, but it will also reference the Girl Dunk Pursuit skill from the same game, so the forward air is capable of spiking foes if it sweet spots. Her back air could reference her Girl Bomber attack, a move that comes from both fighters and Battle. It'll have Amy do a quick hip check behind herself. It has the worst range of all of her aerials, but it starts up the fastest and it still hits just as hard. The up air can be an innovated version of her backstar technique from Sonic Advance 2. It's an acrobatic backflip kick, having her kick her feet overhead from front to back. And for Amy's down air, it can be an innovated version of her mid-air hammer swirl attack from the Advance series. Normally this only has Amy fall while she spins her hammer, but for this moveset, she won't fall, just spin while swinging her hammer below herself twice from front to back, attacking any foe who's right below her. Amy would grab with one arm and pummel by stepping on the foe's foot, just like we see her do in Sonic the Fighters. Her forward throw can simply have her smack the foe forwards with a horizontal swing from her hammer, which could reference the fastball animation that we see her use when teaming up with Sonic and Sonic Chronicles. The back throw can be an innovated version of her vaulting course attack from Sonic Fighters, where she climbs up on the foe and then jumps off of them. For Smash, she'll do the same thing, but as opposed to her gaining height like we see in Fighters, it'll be the foe who kicks backwards while she just hops down. The up throw can have Amy smash her hammer into the ground, somehow causing the foe to be shot straight up into the air. As ridiculous as it sounds, it actually does come from 2 games. We first see it used when Amy acted as a partner in Sonic Advance 3 to help her ally gain some extra height, and the same thing was done for Sonic during one of the challenge missions in Sonic Generations, probably done as a reference to Advance 3. And for her down throw, it'll have her throw a tantrum and start caving the foe's head in over and over with her hammer, resulting in them being buried after she calms down. For Amy's neutral special, leaving destruction wherever she goes, she could use the Pink Typhoon attack. We first see her use this in Sonic Battle, and she also has it in Sonic Heroes, both games that came out around the same time. It has her do a quick spin to shoot forwards a small pink dust devil that flies straight forwards as a projectile. It moves kinda quick, and foes who are hit by it will be popped into the air. Next, for her side special, she could use the Spinning Girl Tornado attack. This is a pretty common attack that we see from Amy, showing as early as Adventure 1, but it's also in Battle and in Heroes. This has Amy propel herself forwards while rapidly spinning with her hammer held out. Getting caught in this attack will drag foes along until they're launched at the end of the move. You can also slightly alter Amy's speed as she spins. Holding forwards will send her a little farther, while holding backwards keeps her from barely gaining any distance at all. This move can also be used for horizontal recovery, since using it in the air will give her a small amount of height and she'll stay airborne while spinning, though it will put her into free fall afterwards. Now for Amy's up special, this could have her try to reach safety as she grabs onto a balloon. This idea comes from how she completes stages in Sonic Adventure 1, using the balloons at the end of stages to escape from Zero's clutches. We do also see her using balloons to give herself a slow descent when paired with either Tails or Cream in Sonic Advance 3, but this does mostly come from Adventure. Using up special will have Amy pull out a balloon that floats her upwards, then pops after about 4 seconds, though you can press the special button while floating up to have the balloon pop sooner if need be. Foes who are too close to the balloon when it pops will be dealt a small amount of damage, but knocked back pretty far away. But because of that, foes aren't able to pop the balloons themselves. In fact, foes who try touching the balloon will just be bounced away like a bumper. They can, however, attack Amy, and if they do that, it'll force her to let go of the balloon, causing the balloon to float up and her to just fall. That said, no matter how or when Amy lets go of the balloon, she'll never go into free fall, and unless she's attacked, she will need to touch the stage before she can use the balloon again. And finally, for Amy's down special, this could be her most devastating and riskiest attack, the Magic Hammer. This is a move where Amy will charge up her pent-up frustration and swing her hammer overhead forwards with all of her might, slamming the ground with great force. Any foe hit by this attack is more often than not guaranteed a meeting with the blast zone or a broken shield. She is able to turn around while charging, and she has a hefty amount of heavy armor if she uses this attack on the ground, powering through all attacks on pure adrenaline alone. But of course, this is the attack that will leave Amy the most vulnerable if it misses, so it's best to use it wisely. Now that said, you're probably wondering why it's called the Magic Hammer. This attack debuted in Sonic the Fighters, and it will be incorporating Amy's usually unheard of hobby in the Mystics. The thing that explains her fortune telling, tarot cards, and possibly even her infinite hammer space. Any foe who's hit by the Magic Hammer will actually be shrunk for 5 seconds. This is what makes the Magic Hammer so dangerous. Since being shrunk lowers your weight, and with the combined power that it already has, this is why foes are near guaranteed to not survive a blow from this special attack. I still say near guaranteed though, not actually guaranteed. After all, Smash is a chaotic game, and anything could happen to help someone live a hit like that. Plus, it's still not KOing foes who are at or near 0% of damage. But even if they do live, they'll still be shrunk, and will need to do their best to not be the recipient in a game of Hedgehog Hammer. For Amy's final smash! This is going to be a combination reference to some of Amy's various techniques. It'll be Amy's Storming Heart attack. The Storming Heart was an offensive move that Amy could use on opponents in the multiplayer races in Sonic Adventure 2. It involved Amy sending a tornado of hearts into the foe's location that deals damage to them. So this is going to be a spruced up version of that. The final smash will have Amy start spinning with her hammer so fast that she creates a tornado of wind and hearts. This tornado covers a vertical plane, so it can only hit foes who are around Amy's y-axis. Amy is also able to slightly move left and right while it goes on, and it will end after about 5 seconds. Any foe caught in the Storming Hearts cannot escape, and will take a lot of damage as they fly through the tornado, then will be launched at the end of the move when the attack ends with an explosion of built-up energy. So when Amy gets the Smash Ball, it's best not to be above her, below her, or heck, too close to her at all. Otherwise, you will get to experience firsthand the same kind of love that poor Sonic has to go through. You will never not feel sorry for the blue blur ever again. For colors, Amy's default shows her in a usual red dress. The first alt can reference the colors of her classic design, giving Amy a green and orange dress and blue shoes. The next can make the pink Hedgehog even more pink, giving her colors that reference her various sports getup. Then here's a gothic black outfit, referencing the goth Amy costume from the game Sonic Runners. I did not think Amy would ever go through one of those phases. The next 4 colors can be a bit more generic, referencing other characters who are close to Amy, starting of course with her hero, Sonic, giving Amy blue colors. Here's a yellow attire, referencing Tails. Next is cream and orange colors, referencing Amy's best friend and the girl she sees as a little sister, Cream the Rabbit. And finally, here's a purple color scheme, referencing Amy's other close friend who she sees as a big brother, Big the Cat. For the stage intro, this can humorously have Amy just walking up to the stage while looking around, using the idea that she was looking for Sonic and kinda accidentally wandered onto the battlefield. For taunts, her first can have her doing jazz hands and wave at the camera while shouting,
Hello there!
Her second can have her pose with her hammer on her shoulder and say,
It's my turn now!
And her last taunt can have her bob left and right with her hands behind her back and ask,
Wonder where Sonic could be.
That is, unless Sonic is on screen, in which case she'll say,
Sonic, you're mine.
And finally, for Amy's victory animations, her first can ever throw her Pico Pico hammer into the air, catch it, then blow a kiss at the camera. Blowing a kiss is a fairly common victory animation that she has in the games, but this one specifically comes from Sonic Advance 2. Her next can have her spinning with her hammer, then end with the hammer on her shoulder while she poses with a peace sign. This comes from Sonic Advance 3, but posing with a peace sign is another fairly common thing that Amy will do for victory animations. And during this animation, she'll say the fairly tilting line,
You guys are such losers.
Savage. And her final victory pose can just start by showing Sonic on screen looking around, then Amy comes out of nowhere and pounces him, snuggling up with hearts floating out of her while Sonic looks extremely irritated. Even if it's one-sided, this is definitely a huge win for Amy Rose. And that does it for What If Amy Rose Was in Smash? I think the perfect way to describe Amy is as a venting character. One that feels satisfying to run and swing around to get some hard hits in with. It's fun sometimes to just charge in gun swinging, though you don't want to be too reckless, of course. Amy Rose may be headstrong, but it'll be up to you on whether or not she ends up as a damsel in distress or a damsel of destruction. Anyways, if you enjoyed what you saw and would like to see even more characters be given possible Smash movesets, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to support the show and help me be able to make more content for you guys, you can click the join button either below the video or my main page to become a sponsor for my channel. Doing so will get you access to my private Discord as well as channel emotes. You can guarantee that your name appears in my videos, or even get the option of knowing what if character is coming up next a week in advance. I'd really appreciate anything that can be contributed. And of course, if you have a character that you want to see be given a possible Smash moveset, leave a comment down below or contact me on Twitter at BrawlFan1 on Twit. I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching!